There are files that should never be reopened. This one is one of them. A Sunday morning, like any other, or so it seems. The sun has not yet risen. Silence reigns in the streets. Johnny Gosch, 12 years old, leaves his home with a wagon full of newspapers. He has no idea he's walking straight into one of the most chilling disappearances in U.S. history. A case where every lead ends in a dead end. A story where witnesses contradict each other, where evidence vanishes, and where the truth seems to be buried alive. It's about 5:45 a.m. on the 5th of September, 1982. Johnny, like every Sunday, is getting ready to deliver newspapers. He leashes his dog, Gretchen, puts on a hooded sweatshirt, and steps out of the house. But that morning, he doesn't knock on the doors of his fellow paperboys to join him, as he usually does. He leaves alone. Around 6 a.m., several neighbors see him in the street. Some notice a red or maroon Ford Fairmont driving slowly near him. The driver, a man in his 30s or 40s, appears to be talking to him. A few minutes later, a neighbor sees Johnny looking nervous, picking up his pace and glancing over his shoulder. It's the last time he is ever seen. At 7 a.m., residents find Johnny's wagon abandoned at the corner of 42nd Street and Marcourt Lane. The newspapers are still neatly stacked. His dog, tied nearby, is barking relentlessly. Witnesses say a second man was seen getting out of the car and approaching Johnny before pushing him inside. Within seconds, the boy was gone, and the car sped away. Johnny's parents, Noreen and John Gosch, are alerted immediately. They call the police, but the response is shocking. Under the procedure at the time, they must wait 72 hours before considering a child officially missing. An eternity. The Gosch insist. Search on their own, knock on doors. Additional witnesses confirm seeing a man following Johnny on foot, speaking with him multiple times. But no serious search is launched that day. Days pass. Police finally admit it's indeed an abduction. But the crime scene has been trampled, evidence erased. Then, the unthinkable happens. In August 1984, another paperboy, Eugene Martin, disappears under almost identical circumstances. And 2 years later, a third boy, Mark Allen, vanishes as well. Residents begin whispering that an organized network is targeting young boys. A theory Noreen Gosch will defend fiercely. Noreen receives an anonymous call. Your son is alive, but you will never see him again. Soon after, she claims to have received information from former members of pedophile networks stating that Johnny was kidnapped to be held as a sex slave. In 1997, a man named Paul Bonacci, already convicted of sexual abuse, testifies under oath that he took part in the abduction, describing in detail the car, the location, and the method. His account matches the 1,982 witness statements in disturbing ways. In 2006, an anonymous envelope arrives at Noreen's home. Inside are several photographs. Boys, tied up, gagged, visibly terrified. One of them looks like Johnny, with a lost expression. Police refused to confirm, explaining the images might date back to the 1972nd or 82nd and could be linked to other cases. But Noreen is adamant. That's my son. According to Noreen, in the 1992nd, Johnny came back to see her in the middle of the night. Now an adult, he told her he had been sold to a network, subjected to extreme abuse before managing to escape. But he was living in hiding, convinced his captors would find him if he resurfaced. After a few hours, he left, never to return. More than 40 years later, no definitive proof has been found. Some believe Johnny has been dead for years. Others believe he is still alive, somewhere under a new identity. Theories range from a lone predator to a pedophile ring protected by powerful figures. Some rumors even suggest CIA involvement in secret exploitation programs. The Johnny Gosch case is not just a disappearance. It's the symbol of a time when families' voices were not heard, when children vanished into a suffocating silence. And perhaps the truth is still out there somewhere, but it's too dangerous to reveal. And do you think Johnny Gosch is still, or that the truth has been buried forever? That was just one truth among many. Which one do you want Grave Whisper to uncover next?